Ladies and gentlemen, may I please have your attention? Please have your tickets in hand before you board the plane. Thank you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching Wings. On the show today.
On Wings this week, we showcase the newly listed UNESCO spots from India and around the world. We also cover how Mexico City celebrates 700 years since its founding. And a kitchen on wheels in Copenhagen. Let's start.
The majestic forts of the Maratha Empire, long admired for their architectural might and strategic brilliance, have now earned a place on the UNESCO World Heritage list. These towering symbols of resilience are now officially recognized as global heritage treasures.
India thanks the advisory bodies ICOMOS, IUCN and ICROM for their comprehensive reports and...
In a landmark decision at the 47th session of the World Heritage Committee in Paris, the Maratha military landscapes of India were inscribed on the prestigious UNESCO World Heritage list. This global honor not only celebrates India's 44th World Heritage Site, but also acknowledges the strategic military vision and architectural integrity of the Maratha Empire. 11 forts across Maharashtra and one in Tamil Nadu have been recognized under this nomination, made under criteria that recognize their testimony to a living cultural tradition, their architectural features and their deep associations with historical events and traditions. From the coastal stronghold of Sindhudurg to the hilltop marvel of Raigad, each fort tells a story of strategy, valor and resistance. First, let's head to the very heart of the Maratha Empire, Raigad Fort. Perched at 2,700 feet in the Sahyadri range, it was once the capital of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's empire. It's here that the great warrior king was coronated in 1674. With its carefully designed watchtowers, granaries and royal quarters, Raigad showcases the brilliant architectural planning of the era. Today, visitors can either trek through the lush trail or ride a ropeway to experience the grandeur that still echoes with Maratha pride. Tucked within the lush forests of Satara, the Pratapgarh Fort stands as a symbol of tactical brilliance. This is where during the epic battle of Pratapgarh, Shivaji defeated the mighty Afzal Khan. With its two-level construction and towering entrances, the fort offers panoramic views of the Western Ghats. It serves as a powerful reminder of Shivaji's strategic genius. Now to the roaring coast of Malvan, where the Sindhudurg fort rises dramatically from the Arabian Sea. This fort was a marvel of naval defense, built between 1664 and 1667 on Khurte Island. This marine fortress was Shivaji's answer to growing European powers. Crafted from locally sourced laterite stone, the fort boasts 42 bastions and a hidden main entrance. Within lies the only known temple dedicated to Shivaji himself. As UNESCO shines its spotlight, these forts will continue to inspire, educate, and remind future generations of a proud and enduring chapter in Indian history.
Let's now take a look at other impressive landmarks and historic places that have also been added to the UNESCO Heritage List around the world. The 47th session of the World Heritage Committee in Paris added a total of 26 new inscribed properties to its esteemed list. This includes 21 cultural, 4 natural and 1 mixed site. Let's take a look at some of the most impressive additions worldwide. Germany's iconic Neuschwanstein Castle, famed for inspiring Walt Disney's fairy tale castles, has officially been designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the UN Cultural Agency announced on Saturday. Perched dramatically on a 200-meter-high alpine cliff in Bavaria, Neuschwanstein is Germany's most visited castle, attracting nearly 1.5 million visitors annually. Commissioned in the 19th century by King Ludwig II of Bavaria, the castle blends romanticized medieval design with then modern construction techniques. Inside, the grand halls are decorated with scenes from Germanic and Nordic legends, the same myths that inspired composer Richard Wagner, Ludwig's close friend. This is not the only Bavarian site added to the list by the Heritage Committee. There are 3 more royal residences, also constructed in the 19th century under King Ludwig II: Herrenchiemsee, Linderhof and Chaschen. These monuments have been officially applying for this status since 2015. Let's move from Germany to France, where megalithic structures from the Neolithic period have been listed by UNESCO. The United Nations Cultural Agency has added the megalithic sites of Carnac and the Morbihan region in western France to its World Heritage List. Spread over 1,000 square kilometers, the area includes more than 550 Neolithic monuments, notably the iconic Carnac alignments, long avenues of standing stones or menhirs, whose origins and purpose remain a mystery.
Until now, there was no UNESCO World Heritage Site in Brittany, despite there being 53 across France. It was sad, but now it's no longer the case. This heritage, so deeply tied to Breton identity, without even invoking Asterix and Obelix, is finally recognized.
Sans aller jusqu'à Astérix et Obélix, mais...
Erected over 2 millennia during the Neolithic period, these ancient structures draw nearly 300,000 visitors each year. UNESCO praised the sites as an exceptional testimony to the engineering skill and symbolic vision of prehistoric communities, who shaped the landscape with monumental stones and earth. Carnac's inscription brings France's total number of World Heritage Sites to 54. The designation is expected to boost tourism and support conservation efforts in the region. Let's move over to Brazil, where the horizontal cave systems of the Peruacu River Canyon have impressed the committee. Brazil's Peruacu Caves, located in northern Minas Gerais, are now recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Stretching across 56,500 hectares, the Peruacu Caves National Park is home to vast canyons, prehistoric rock art and some of the world's largest cave systems, some extending up to 6 kilometers. UNESCO praised the site's exceptional natural beauty and its significance in showcasing key stages of Earth's history. Inhabited for over 12,000 years, the Peruacu Valley features striking rock paintings and evidence of early agriculture, including the cultivation of corn, cotton, tobacco, and grains. Named by the Sacriaba indigenous people, Peruacu means large hollow, a reference to the deep limestone caverns that define the landscape. Further to the northwest, Panama's colonial trade route, once the lifeline of Spanish Empire trade and a forerunner to the Panama Canal, has been added to UNESCO's World Heritage List. Between the 16th and 19th centuries, a network of roads, rivers, and forts facilitated the movement of riches, including gold, silver, spices, and textiles, across the isthmus from the Pacific to the Atlantic. thereby linking Asia, the Americas, and Europe. More than just a series of roads, the route is a living symbol of Panama's pivotal role in global commerce. The colonial Trans-Isthmus route includes Panama City's old capital ruins and historic quarter, as well as Caribbean-side fortifications in Portobello and San Lorenzo. Goods were carried by mule along the Camino de Cruces and Camino Real, but infamous figures like Francis Drake and Henry Morgan also used these same routes as early as 1532. Spanish King Charles I envisioned connecting the oceans by canal, a dream realized in 1914 with the opening of the Panama Canal. In Mexico, the past walks beside the present. From Aztec glory, reimagined through dazzling video mapping in Mexico City, to a soulful black dog who watches sunsets atop Mayan pyramids. Join us on a journey where history pulses with life, memory, and magic.
Mexico City is glowing with pride. From light shows to cultural exhibits, the capital is marking 700 years since its founding. This major metropolis was founded in 1325 when Tenochtitlán was built at the heart of the mighty Aztec Empire. It sits atop Lake Texcoco in the Valley of Mexico. Founded by the Aztecs, Tenochtitlán quickly became a marvel of pre-Hispanic engineering and society. Bridges, canals, temples, and markets flourished in this lake-bound city, once home to hundreds of thousands. It stood as a symbol of power, ingenuity, and cultural richness. Today's Mexico City stands on the ruins of that once great metropolis. As history came full circle, dazzling light projections lit up the National Palace and the city's cathedral, telling the story of Tenochtitlán, its rise, its fall to Spanish conquistadors, and the birth of modern Mexico.
I think it's a beautiful thing to return to our roots and the way technology is used today, because it's a really cool thing to be able to make a connection between technology and history and be able to enjoy it.
But the Aztec story is just one chapter in the region's long legacy. The ancient Mayan civilization carved out an equally grand empire, stretching through what is now southern Mexico, Guatemala, and Belize. Long before the Spanish conquest of Mexico, the Maya built towering pyramids and stone buildings. They also developed a complex hieroglyphic writing system and sustained large populations through innovative agricultural practices. One of the crown jewels of that legacy is Chichen Itza, a sacred ancient Mayan city in southeastern Mexico, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. But amid the grandeur of this ancient site, a quieter story of loyalty and care is unfolding, one that began during the stillness of the pandemic. Stray dogs abandoned during COVID began taking refuge at the archaeological site.
In the specific case of Chichen Itza, there are dogs that have been arriving for specific reasons since the COVID pandemic. A little before that, there were always some small animals, but this year when I took over as director, we decided to take control of the matter in terms of their protection, their health, and their sterilization.
Now these dogs aren't just strays, they're guardians of the ruins, companions to the site's caretakers, and a part of its living soul.
These little animals have become our pets, and we focus on giving them a lot of affection, a lot of love, a lot of respect, and to show that our commitment against animal abuse.
Esta, por ejemplo, cachimba,
This one, for example, Kachimba, has already been around 12 years here with us. She kept me company during the whole pandemic here in the archaeological site day and night, and then more dogs started arriving.
Y fueron llegando más perritos.
From the towering temples of the Maya to the mythic legacy of the Aztecs, Mexico is celebrating not just 700 years of history, but a continuum of civilizations that still breathe through its people, places, and yes, even its most faithful four-legged guardians.
In Copenhagen, gourmet dining takes a ride on two wheels. Meet the bicycle chef turning the city's scenic parks and bike paths into an open-air restaurant where every dish is cooked curbside and every course tells a story.
For nearly 2 decades, Danish chef Morten Krieger Wolf has been blending fine dining with pedal power, offering a unique culinary experience on two wheels through the streets and parks of Copenhagen. In a city famed for its bicycle-friendly culture, Wolf's Kitchen on Wheels takes guests on a 4-hour gastronomic bike tour with gourmet dishes served in scenic outdoor locations.
I decided to do gastronomic rides in Copenhagen because I wanted to unite my passion for outdoor cooking, for exploring the city, cooking different places in the city, bringing people on a special adventure, breaking the normal traditional restaurant setting by moving in between every dish.
Each tour hosts about 10 guests who pay around $250 to follow the chef from Copenhagen's harbor to Amager Nature Park. Along the 3-kilometer route, riders cycle in short bursts, pausing at each stop as Wolf hops off his custom-built cargo bike, complete with a foldable kitchen, gas burner, fridge, and all necessary ingredients, and begins cooking.
It's impressive to watch him cook from that small kitchen, to see how compressed everything is.
On a sunny July day, the menu featured grilled seaweed with dill cream, Nordic pizza, bean fricassee, shrimp in shells, and blackcurrant ice cream. At each stop, the chef not only cooks but shares stories about the food, the environment, and the city around them.
I design my tours at the same time as I design my menus. So the tour is a part of the menu. So, for example, the dish with fish or shellfish or seaweed typically could be served by the channels of Copenhagen.
Wolf trained in top European kitchens, including London's Savoy and Geneva's Intercontinental. The idea for his outdoor kitchen originated in 2002 after he was asked to leave a public park for barbecuing with friends. That moment sparked a mission to cook outdoors, legally and creatively.
I think it's a very different way to dine and also to see Copenhagen. I mean, I've been to Copenhagen many times, but never rode a bicycle and had a glass of wine and eat alongside the water. It's something different. Very nice.
His eco-conscious dining concept is deeply local, with ingredients and even wines sourced from around Copenhagen. Beyond food, the experience connects guests with the rhythm of the city and nature. Wolf, who once won Courier of the Year at the Danish Cargo Bike Championships, is proof that in Copenhagen, where bike lanes stretch over 385 kilometers, even fine dining can roll on two wheels.
From Denmark, let us now tell you about a mysterious island in Uganda. This is Uganda, located in East Africa, often called the Pearl of Africa, a land of lakes, forests, wildlife, and tribes. Nearly 20% of its land remains devoted to wilderness, from gorillas to tree-climbing lions, and one of the world's richest bird and primate populations. According to Uganda's tourism board, the tourism sector contributes nearly 7.7% to GDP and employs 667,600 people. Its economic power resonates deeply in rural pockets, like one peculiar island on Lake Victoria. Musambwe Island, just 5 acres and accessible only by boat, is known locally as Ghost Island. Inhabited by fewer than 120 men, it also shelters over 2,000 snakes and serves as East Africa's largest grey-headed gull breeding ground. The island's name, Musambwe, means spirit in Luganda. Legends tell of spirits living in snakes, and for generations, taboos have shaped island life.
In English, it would be a spirit or a ghost. So, and the narrative on the island is that this spirit is manifested in the snakes. And the Musambwa, the spirit or this ghost, doesn't like women on the island, and that's why they will tell you they don't allow women on the island. If a woman goes on the island and spends a night there, the Musambwa will get annoyed. And when it gets annoyed, it will cause havoc.
Local customs prohibit women from sleeping on the island and forbid sexual activity. Taboos believed to keep spirits calm and populations low. On Musambwe, wildlife protection isn't policy, it is a tradition. Taboos against killing snakes, birds or eggs are enforced culturally, not legally. In recent years, conservation groups like Nature Uganda have helped reinforce these traditions. But as tourism grows, elders fear visitors may not respect sacred practices.
The island is getting exposed. We are getting a lot of international tourists going to the island. So I see a danger of international tourists not respecting the cultural values, the cultural practices of the island. And the moment we start getting people not respecting the local practices that have for so long protected the area, it means its future is in danger.
Musambwe offers powerful lessons that cultural beliefs can protect biodiversity, that humans can live alongside predators, and that unchecked tourism may unbalance this harmony. On Ghost Island, snakes curl around huts, birds bathe on rocky shores, and men live in conscious symbiosis with the spirit world. This delicate equilibrium now faces a new challenge and a question: how do we honor tradition while sharing its wonders?
That's all for this week, but next week we will give you more travel content. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Goodbye.